Is the unnamed tavern named Unnamed Tavern? Is Unnamed Tavern named Unnamed Tavern, or is it a tavern that's not been named?
All right, next up. Are you guys ready?
That is the sessional part.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, it's still Technos.
Ooh, of course.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, of course.
I figured we talked about it before. We may as well give the update. He was found guilty on all 7 counts of fraud.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, like, his ex turned on him and went, like, state's witness, and, like, they had all the records. It was not a close trial. Like, the idea that Sam was not going to be convicted was kind of crazy once you realize what the government had on him. And I think that he thought the whole way through that he was going to be fine. That's why he was doing things like violating court orders, not to communicate with witnesses.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which, you know,
which is like a federal crime, if I'm not wrong. It falls
imagine being imagine being
so it's contempt.
So
it can be contempt of court, and it would be under the jurisdiction of the court, which in this case would be a federal court. So it would be a federal criminal contempt if they wanted to hold him to that, which I don't think they did. I think they just revoked his bond, which means that he had to spend the entire period of the trial and leading up to it from that point in a jail cell. But I don't think they actually added that on as an extra charge.
Imagine being so cocky that you think you know how the court's gonna work when you actually have no idea what the fuck you're doing, and then accidentally.
Oh my god, this is hitting home.
Imagine that.
I mean, this is the guy who was cocky enough to do. This is the guy who was cocky enough to do, like, you know, a pyramid scheme with crypto and pay for Super Bowl ads for it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
So the key points.
Boy,
of
was
the
it not
article,
long after that until that fell apart.
Yeah. The key points, not to mention that he was a garbage League of Legends player. And, like, League of Legends players are already down here, let alone a bad League of Legends player. A jury has found Sam Bankman-Fried guilty on all 7 criminal counts against him. The FTX founder faces a maximum sentence of 115 years in prison, and the prosecutor's key witnesses were his former members of his inner circle. So the jury has found Sam Bankman-Fried guilty on all 7 criminal counts against him, 115 years. He's the 31-year-old son of 2 Stanford legal scholars and a graduate of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So this tells you anybody with money can graduate school and do things. Was convicted of wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud against FTX customers and against Alameda Research lenders, conspiracy to commit security fraud and conspiracy to commit commodities fraud against FTF investors, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. He pleaded not guilty. It all collapsed late last year, and for both of his companies. Quote, this is the attorney, said, Sam Bankman-Fried perpetuated one of the biggest financial frauds in American history. Do you guys agree with that? Because there was that big Goldman Sachs thing.
One of the many.
It's certainly up there. Yeah, I mean, the amount of money that was involved is kind of ludicrous. I do want to real quick say, whenever you see maximum sentence of like 115 or whatever in the news, it's almost always going to be less than that, because what actually happens is, while judges aren't legally bound to do this, what they almost all do in federal cases is there's this thing called the Federal Sentencing Guidelines, which has like these tables, right? And you can go across and you can say, okay, how many aggravating or like ameliorating circumstances were there to make the sentence more or less? Is this a first offense or a repeat offender? Things like that, right? So Sam Bankman-Fried is a first-time offender. There might be a few aggravating circumstances, but like if he gets much more than like 20 years, I'll probably be pretty surprised.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So
yeah, the same thing is true with all of these cases where you hear like, oh, Trump could be facing up to 415 years or whatever. It's like, okay, maybe. He's not going to get that. That's not what's actually going to happen. You have to be pretty. It has to be pretty egregious to actually get the maximum sentence in a federal court.
No, so concurrent versus sentences versus sequential.
Yeah, there's that too.
Special circumstances to have
only case
to serve one sentence
where
the other, as opposed to them serve concurrently. So that's usually
I think
hard
so.
sentencing
Yeah,
guidelines as well.
the only case I think so where media might have been correct is that guy who drove through the crowd. What's his name? I don't remember his
Oh
name.
yeah,
Charlottesville guy?
Darrell Brooks or
Sorry?
Daryl Brooks, depending on who's talking.
Darrell Brooks. Yeah, Darrell Brooks.
Yeah.
I think so because there was 75 counts into like three or like into the number of people. I think so, and the judge went for like consecutive
Yeah.
sentences.
Yeah, the
And
only
that was like 1,000 years or something, if I'm not wrong.
it was somewhere around 1,000 years. The only crimes that he was given concurrent sentences were the crimes that he committed earlier against his ex-girlfriend, which was basically like what was it? It was like assault and intimidation or something like that. And I mean, those aren't great, and he did receive a sentence for them. But then again, compared to mowing down an actual parade in your truck, or sorry, your mom's SUV, because of course he doesn't have his own truck.
Of course not.
Yeah, one of those things is way more serious than the other, even though both are serious. And I'm not trying to downplay like assault against domestic partners or anything, but when you compare it to murdering multiple people in vehicular like murders, you know.
Well,
it was 1,006 7 years. That's what he got.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's so.
But this Simon Free sort of reminds me of the whole sort of general industry that he's involved in, and to help pay our bar tab, even though this is not a tavern, it's important for us to give Chesh sound bites. So here is my sound bite, which I'll lump Bankman-Fried and stuff into it, and call this sound bite. Cryptocurrency is a scam. You see, cryptocurrency is a scam. Common scam today is cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency is an example of a scam. In fact, all cryptocurrency is a scam. Cryptocurrency scams are widespread, and somehow you misunderstand my meaning. Cryptocurrency is a scam. I might say, but that's pretty harsh words. I said, no, scam is an accurate description of this pump and dump schemes. And I only label as a scam the so-called shit coins. That's actually a tech industry term. I refer to more popular currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and so forth. What they do is they pump up the value of a coin, let the insiders and early investors dump cash, that's the dump part, out while draining the value of those that came in afterwards. Spring up a new coin with an effort to get people to think they're in pre-existing pre-pump or to dump before they're wise up to the scheme. So cryptocurrency is more than just a bad investment in spectacle.
I'm just wondering.
It's a financial fraud that may be classified as more of a decentralized Ponzi scheme. So Sam Bankman-Fried, apart from scamming people, it's part of a crypto scam industry. It's simply someone who scammed others who were scammed other scam funds. He's simply one of the latest few that got caught, and by no means the last, right? So hype up coin, transfer value out before others invest, and you have a decentralized Ponzi scheme that's commonly known as cryptocurrency. And no doubt there'll be examples of people that have made lots of money. You may be one.
I can give.
Listening, maybe someone who is maybe one of them, but and you already know someone who has made money. But like gambling casinos, a lucky few claim to be winners, while casino business insiders who bank the majority of it. And so to those few who think we make something of cryptocurrency, a common rejoinder from the cult of cryptocurrency, and I call it a cult that has aspects of cult-like stuff, is that that we don't understand technology. Let me tell you, there's nothing novel about cryptocurrency technology. Cryptocurrency tech is more than just poorly scaling economics. It wraps up very long established crypto functions into a scheme that doesn't scale well. I mean, let's take the blockchain, right? That was proposed as early as 1982, and important refinements in 1992, some 16 years before the so-called patron saint of cryptocurrency, Satoshi did it in 2008. Nothing new. And for myself, there are those who think that they might throw terms against people like me as ageist terms that we don't understand technology. Well, I've been around for quite a while. I've been pushing the field of computational number theory for a long time, working in cryptography, helped develop and actively use network technology and continue to do so. And I'm about the furthest from a technophobe. Yet, with cryptocurrency, I still a scammy rat, not a novel technology. So, you might say, well, if you don't like currency, don't use it. But cryptocurrency does great harm to society. Beyond the scams like NFTs, crypto exchange breakdowns, and frauds like Sam Bankman-Fried, cryptocurrency does negligible damage in the form of waste of the power grid, helping increase energy in the atmosphere. Some people call it climate change. Cryptocurrency is also a favored scheme of organized crime, 419 style fraud, and general money laundering. Worse yet, cryptocurrency is used by rogue states as North Korea to get around sanctions, Iran to fund states for terrorism, most likely the source of funding the source of Hezbollah, and used by poachers to prop up the killing of the last of the rhinos and other endangered species. Not to mention the favorite currency of dark web, ransomware gangs, human trafficking, and other crimes. So, if no other reason than to not aid and abet such rogue states and criminals, you should not participate in cryptocurrency. The coins you buy and hold and sell and play with are a vital part of international crime, sanctions avoidance, rogue nation states, waste of power grid, and exploitation of animals and people. So cryptocurrency needs to stop. So what do we do? Here, first of all, make it a crime in the U.S. to exchange U.S. dollars for cryptocurrency. Make it a crime to bring funds in the U.S. that are known to derive from cryptocurrency. Tax cryptocurrency gains at 100%. Empower national and international law enforcement to seize cryptocurrency exchanges and destroy cryptocurrency wallets. And drive cryptocurrency markets in places where criminal elements, rogue states abound back into the underground, right? And essentially, destroy the industry. The world would be better off without it. Why? Because not only is cryptocurrency a scam, it's a scam that does much harm. And by the way, in case you forgot, cryptocurrency is a scam.
Landon, I have a quick question. How do you both make converting cryptocurrency into USD illegal, but then also tax capital gains on cryptocurrency? Because if you can't turn it into USD, then you can't get gains on it, right?
Well, if they've already done the act, but they have the cash, then you attack the
so it's one of those things where it's like the IRS says to like the mob, like, hey, you have to pay taxes on your mob money. So even though we can't get you on your various crimes because no one will be a witness, we have your books, so we're going to get you on tax evasion. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Or you tax it so much that people stop using it, or
there's no value to it.
Tax
Yeah.
I do find it amusing that the U.S. is like, yes, you owe taxes on your illegal income.
Yeah.
And we will prosecute you for that.
Surprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yes, this would certainly drive cryptocurrency back in the underground. But hey, it currently is giving the dark web and crime and North Korea
and Logan Paul.
Yeah. And other schmucks, legitimacy, right? So by driving it back in the underground, you at least have the elements that are based upon. And yes, you're listening to, you're probably not one of those people that's involved in criminal activity, but you're aiding and abetting it. So please stop.
All right. Yeah, I told you, I knew there was going to be a Landon rant today. At least one.
I think so. You could actually clip it and put it up separately. That would be great.
Think I'm not gonna?
Yeah, I expect to see that within a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I would just say last point is I don't know when U.S. authorities will go after these YouTube influencers who have had a huge role in promoting this, promoting cryptocurrency and participating in the pump and dump. I would advise anyone out there, if gambling, yes, I would advise to anyone out there, if you like an influencer and they suddenly start a cryptocurrency or something like that, you could take an advantage of it if you want to. You can also participate in the pump and dump, or you run in the opposite direction and say nope. That's up to you.
Yep. And by the way, hey, I'm looking at you, NVIDIA, who benefit off of this cryptocurrency stuff, right? I would want legislation to enable people to have class action lawsuits who have been harmed by cryptocurrency, to have class actions to sue and to have NVIDIA be partly responsible for aiding and abetting this scam.
I think so. It was
how would you make
Paul who was exposed by CoffeeZilla, and he didn't like that. He first threatened like legal action, and when then he realized, I think so, his lawyers must be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So he apologized, and he then promised that the cryptocurrency, like that whole egg thing that he started, will get into the market soon and will work. And it has been what now, 18 months now almost, like, and nothing's happened on that. And
he also
so I'm
offered
just like,
to
I'm
pay
looking
it back
like,
and didn't yet.
Which he never did. Never did.
I do have a question concerning the potential liability of NVIDIA, which is to say, how do you make a graphics card that is incapable of mining crypto? Because it's just a piece of hardware.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think, in fact, that what NVIDIA has done is gone out of their way to aid and assist and market to Bitcoin miners, as well as to do optimizations of their gear to help try to maintain a dominance in selling into that market.
Okay.
And so, I think part of you would do it on that basis. Now, obviously, you can't blame everything of the scam on NVIDIA. Just make them see the potential liability of being partially responsible for the
make it a problem for them to engage, right?
Yeah,
make
exactly.
it like not worth it, not worth the risk.
And by the way, there'll be other people besides Bankman-Fried that will be that'll be caught in doing fraud, right? But again, it's kind of ironic that the person
there already have been.
The person who has, who sort of made me famous for playing video games while supposedly in venture capital stuff, turned that into sort of a scheme of like, you want to try to get VCs to pay attention to you. Well, ignore them while being in a meeting, and that somehow makes you like, ooh, you must be amazing.